Awesome. My name is William Russel. I'm a sophomore studying Human Security and Geospatial Intelligence, and I started learning German. So I've always wanted to learn a language. I've always wanted to work internationally, work abroad. So definitely knowing a foreign language is very handy. I didn't really know what language I wanted to start learning. I didn't really have the time to take language classes. So I had to be something that I could do on my own, that was relatively easy. So I ended up choosing German because of my fascination with the region and also of Germany's importance to world affairs, etc., etc., etc. And that kind of ties into my major, which is Human Security and Geospatial Intelligence. I want to work at like national security, military. So definitely knowing any language, regardless if it's German or not, is going to be helpful in those areas. So I actually started Duolingo, embarrassingly enough, because I didn't know how to probably learn language really. So I did Duolingo, and I didn't really get very far in that. And then I stumbled upon a YouTube video on this guy who said that he learned French in 60 days, which is probably a scam. It's probably a false statement. But he recommended this app called Pimsleur. And Pimsleur is a language learning app where you listen for 30 minutes a day, and then you repeat back the phrases that were said in the audio file. So for example, if you're learning Spanish, right, the program would tell you, say, ¿Cómo estás? And then you will respond, oh, ¿Cómo estás? And then that's just burned into your brain. And that's just every day, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And then I started listening to music. So I listened to a lot of German EDM just to help me expand my vocabulary. I watch the news in German. Whenever I watch movies, I put the audio in German. I've also started garnered an interest in German media, German films, German art, and yeah. Yeah, so my German music knowledge is very scarce because I keep listening to one song called Bin Sieben Blut by DJ Golem. The title translates to Gas and Blood, so it's...
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. It's probably a bit more graphic than how you imagine it to be. But it has a great rhythm. I love the song. DJ Golem is my favorite artist so far. I listen and watch DW Deutsch. And I also use it to practice my reading skills. So I would set the settings in German and just read. And if I didn't know a word, I would just Google Translate it. But YouTube videos work. Mostly it's just trying to make my life as German as possible, right? Doing all the things you would normally do in the United States, but just in German. Listening to music, reading a book, watching Netflix, right? All the common things that we do in our society, I just do it in German. Absolutely, yes. So last year, unfortunately, he's an exchange student, so he's not here with us this semester. But I made a friend last year who's from Munich, a mutual friend of mine. Talking to a guy, and he said that he has a friend from Germany. And I said, oh wow, this is cool. So I met the guy, and I immediately started talking German to him. It was so refreshing because I think he was the only German guy on campus at that time, according to me, of course. I knew no other Germans. I actually just joined German Club. So we're gonna have our Oktoberfest next week.
That'd
be great, just to talk to people and practice my German. That actually happened over the summer. I was in Austria over the summer, and I was in Vienna. I was trying to practice my German. Everyone there speaks English, but I was pretending that I didn't speak English. So in my case, I don't think the waiter kind of understood what I was saying, but he was just trying to help me out. It was at a restaurant, and I was ordering breakfast, and I was doing it in German. I don't think he knew what I was saying because I didn't really know all the words, unfortunately. But he was just trying to help me out. It was all in German, and then there were a couple of instances where the Austrians would switch to English when they noticed that I was struggling, which was unfortunate. I would love for them to continue in German, but yeah. If you're gonna screw up with confidence. That's basically it. I mean, what's the worst they can say? I mean, I've never had a negative reaction from someone that I'm trying to speak German to. Some immediately hear my accent, they switch to English, but it's just nothing negative has ever arose from that. Knowing the language, or just pretending to know or learning a little bit, goes a long way. It just shows, I guess, respect. Because I had some other experiences in other countries where I didn't speak the local language and I didn't really get along as well with some of the locals. But with the Austrians, every Austrian I encountered that I spoke German to helped me out, smiled at me, gave me directions, had some nice conversations with them. So yeah, learning the language just made my life in Austria a bit easier, absolutely. My future goals, right? I would love to travel a lot more, maybe even live in that part of the world for a bit. It's definitely possible, and being fluent in German is going to help me get to that goal. And really, the methods I use aren't hard. They're not mentally or physically taxing, right? All I gotta do is plug in headphones and walk around and just listen to the audio file and just repeat back, right? It's very low effort resources. You're just watching YouTube videos. You're just listening to music. You're reading the news in German. You're not writing a 10-page essay, right? It's not taxing on you. So it's really effortless, but at the same time, I care. Right? I really want to learn German. Right? Yes, it's long term. It's not going to happen overnight, but my trip in Austria showed me that I made progress. In just a couple months, I was able to talk to actual Austrians and form somewhat of a bond with them, right? That keeps me motivated. Surprisingly, no, I'm actually taking Russian. And that's just for career purposes. That's just for military defense, national security, all that stuff that I want to get into. Russian will always be a critical language. So why not start? Why not start now? It makes us more aware of other people. It also makes us less selfish and more understanding and compassionate and empathetic towards others.
Gotcha.
That's why.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you so much, William.
Thank you.